Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of CRFI, Crazy Style Reviews from the Inside. Today we're on board a Chevrolet Cruze LT. It's the small sedan by Chevy, the Chevy Cruze. It's not the first time I rent it. When you first sit in this car, it looks pretty nice. It's got an interesting interior to begin with. The dashboard has these three bulging things that they look pretty aggressive, and the interior has got an interesting shape. It's got this material in here. It's not plastic, it's actually fabric, and it feels pretty soft. And the design in here looks kind of interesting. Nothing special, but it's nice. But this is the thing that really catches the attention. Well, except when you have to clean it, it's definitely not going to be easy. Unfortunately, as soon as you get to something else, it doesn't feel as good. In here, it's a hard plastic. It's not nice. In here, they used a cheap plastic that feels hollow, and it doesn't even feel firm. Honestly, a lot of the buttons in here, they all feel kind of jiggly. Even the knob here to adjust the volume, it kind of moves around a lot. It doesn't feel firm. And as soon as you turn on the car, unfortunately, things don't get better. When you turn it on, it's very prominent, this display that there is on the side. It kind of catches the attention. It's a big, simple, rectangular shaped digital display where you can even see all the pixels of the numbers and stuff. It just looks cheap. It doesn't look nice. And unfortunately, even in the center of the dashboard, that's what we have again. It's this thing. It's another square display that doesn't even match the curves of the bulges of the dashboard. It's a square in the middle, very cheaply. And you can see the gas mileage that this car gave me. Let me tell you, this car drinks some gas. I'm very unimpressed with how much gas this car uses. Now, keep in mind that I've not been driving as much highway as I've been doing. Most of the roads where I'm driving in these days, they have the speed limits between 45 and 55, and there is a lot of stop signs that I have to stop to. So I'm not getting much of a long drive, but still 25 to the gallon on a budget car like this, it's pretty bad. Especially because when I noticed that when I was driving on the highway, I've never been able to get more than 28 to the gallon. And that was traveling with the cruise control set at about 75, 80 miles an hour. So very unimpressed with the gas mileage. This car drinks like a much bigger luxury car. It's not supposed to. The digital display in the center that is so ugly, you change the functions by twisting this knob in here. The first time that you use it, it feels kind of awkward, but you get used to it. And well, that's the gas that we used in the past month. My goodness, that's a lot. But yeah, that's the very downfall of it, is the gas mileage. Like I said, everything else really feels wobbly. It doesn't feel firm. The car kind of looks nice when you look at it, but as soon as you get to touch it, it gets bad. There is this sharp corner. It's terrible. I don't know what the designers were thinking when they made this sharp corner that goes all around. Other than the fact that it looks ugly, my colleague that is pretty tall and sits in the passenger side keeps having his knees right against this sharp corner. It's not pretty. It's a very weird design choice. I cannot explain it. Even in here, I mean, you can, when you touch this car, doesn't feel, it doesn't feel as nice as it looks. It looks nicer, but at the feel, it feels, sorry to say this, Chevy, but it feels cheap. And the car doesn't drive good. This car floats on the road. I was driving on the highway, and the suspensions are so soft that you keep correcting left and right. It's just stressful driving. It needs a much firmer suspension. And on the drive note, this gear shifter is terrible. Every time I take a turn or I'm on a curve and I get out of the curve, this thing downshifts. Every time you're driving, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It just downshifts too easily. I don't like it. And on another note, this thing is reversed. When you use the manual function, to go to the next gear up, you have to push forward instead of down. It's very unnatural. I mean, when you're driving, you start driving, you take off, you do boom, boom, boom. Well, that's not the case. In this car, you have to go reverse. And as I was trying to play around with this thing, I was driving and I wanted to shift from third to fourth. I went like this, and the engine went wah, like crazy. So I don't know why they put a reversed. It doesn't make much sense, but that's a weird choice that I guess the engineers thought that it was nice. Now, one nice thing that I really have to say is this. This is the stability control off button, and it's kind of weird, but it actually works. Let me show you why I say it's weird. I'm going to press it for a second. There you go. You see the light that appeared? That's not the low tire pressure light. That's something else. I don't know if the camera focuses. You can see it's a low tire, but in reality inside there is written TC and it's crossed off. It means traction control off. That's pretty awkward because that icon looks a lot like the icon of the low tire pressure, which I'm going to show it to you. It's on the other side, on the speedometer side. You will see it appearing. And you see it right here. So that's the low tire pressure, but it looks a lot similar to the traction control off button, which, like I said, you press this button for a second, and there it goes, it appears there, so don't be fooled by that. But I do have to say a really good thing about this button. If you press and hold it for 10 seconds, so I'm going to repress it now and hold it. You hold it for about 10 seconds and you will see that there it is. That's the stability control off light that just came on. And let me tell you, it really works. When the light is on, the stability control is off. In these days, I had to drive on several gravel roads, and me and my colleague, we had a lot of fun making the car slide left and right. The car actually fishtails pretty happily because the suspensions are so soft that you will have to counter steer multiple times. I mean, it gets kind of scary if you have to stomp the throttle pretty hard to keep it straight. But it was fun. We had a pretty big gravel parking lot at the place where we were working, and we had a lot of fun with it. So very, very good to see. Kudos to Chevy. Thank you for putting this button, because it is my daily routine. When I get in the car, basically, I just press it, hold it, and there you go, stability control off, and now I can enjoy driving the car and being in control of it without the risk that someone else takes control of the car for me. But that's the only good thing I have for it. The gas mileage in this car is terrible. This car drinks a lot of gas. Even on the highway, I've never been able to go above 30 miles to the gallon. The interior, it looks nice, but it feels cheap. And the gear shifter is awkward. So the only good things that I can find is this unusual, cloth, this fabric that they used in here, and the fact that you can turn off the stability control for real in this car. Everything else, this car just feels cheap. I don't see a point in a car like this. It drives awkwardly, it floats around, at the touch is not nice. Sorry, Chevy, I really don't like this one. Thanks everybody for watching. Ciao.